Good evening and welcome to the Manteno Village Board meeting for Monday, May 18th, 2020. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and if we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Boyce.
Here.
Martin.
Here.
Dole. Here. Crockett. Geske.
Here.
Phillips.
We have a quorum. Tonight, as always, we begin with the approval of our minutes. In everyone's packet, we have the minutes from our regular board meeting from May 4th of 2020. Hopefully everyone has had the opportunity to review them. Are there any changes, additions, deletions, corrections? Seeing none, I accept a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented by the clerk.
I'll make that.
Motion by Boyce.
Second.
Second by Joel. Roll call.
Boyce.
Here.
Dole.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Geske.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Motion carries. Public participation, has anybody called in on the Zoom line for any public participation?
We have no one as of right now, Mayor.
Okay. Village President's report. The only item I have tonight is to just kind of confirm the press release that Sarah had released last week. As you know, we all met here at our Public Safety and Finance Committee meeting last week, and we discussed the events that the village had planned for the month of June, and not knowing what's going to take place and the logistics that has to be done in advance of all those events. We decided to postpone or to cancel the events that we had scheduled in June. The variety of events. One of them, Sarah had movies in the park, Rockin' on Main, the golf cart parade. She had a new event this year. She had planned on having yoga in the park on Saturday mornings. All those events, everything that the village had scheduled in the month of June is being canceled or postponed. If we can reschedule the golf cart parade at a later date, maybe in August, depending on what's taken place by that time, then we'll go ahead and do that at that time. But for right now, anything that the village has got scheduled for the month of June is basically off the books for this or for the month of June. We will talk about it again in June. We'll talk about the July events and kind of weigh where we're at that time and see if we need to cancel those events also. But we figured let's give ourselves a couple more weeks and see where we're at, what state orders or what state degrees are out there at that time, and then we'll make decisions on what we're going to do for the July events sometime in the first couple weeks of June. Other than that, it's really been a fairly slow period, and so I have nothing else to report. Village Administrator's report, Mr. LaRock, do you have anything you want to discuss?
I have nothing this evening, Mayor.
All right. Committee reports on Public Works and Utilities. Mr. Boyce, you've got most of the items on the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I got a motion to award the bids for the square on 2nd Street improvements, Phase 3, the lighting expansion to Utility Dynamics Corporation, Oswego, Illinois, for a cost not to exceed $52,518. As things keep moving along, we're trying to keep 2nd Street moving along. It's just one phase that we got going. The next I have is a motion to award the bids for the 1st Street Parkway and lighting improvements to Tenco Excavating, Berlin, Illinois, at a cost not to exceed $250,707. Jimmy, that was bid pretty. Had three bids, right?
We had 4 bids total.
Four.
The next highest bid was Reuben E. Smith, $266,000. Davis Concrete, they were a little over $287,000, and then KVCC came in at a little over $299,000. So it's good to see. Usually we only get 2 or 3, so we got 4 on that one, and it looks like they're going to try to even start as soon as early this week, maybe or later on this week, at 1st Street. I haven't heard anything on the 2nd Street yet.
And just a little update on the 1st Street project. Last year we did basically half of 1st Street. the north side on one portion and the south side on another portion. This year, this project does the reverse. We're gonna be updating the parking, curbing, the stamped concrete area out in front of the liquor store, the pub, that building, and then also with the addition of the new Main Street Pharmacy and the new building that's going up there, we're gonna be revamping the curbs and the curb cuts and the stamped concrete and making access for them for a drive-up window in the alley, so the curb's gotta be changed. And then we'll be putting new lighting on both of those too, so it's basically the reverse of what we did last year. We did, half of 2 blocks, or the 2 sides last year, and we're doing the other half of the 2 sides this year, so First Street will be totally done. And then the Second Street lighting program, we're just adding more lights to the area around the square on Second, and be able to improve the lighting. Also when we tore down that apartment building, we needed to put more lights in that area. We're also putting lights close enough where we're gonna be able to, run the decorative string lighting to the lights that we'll have there. So we're gonna have more poles and more lights in both of those areas.
And we're moving along, just, it's kind of a good time to do it since the park's not being active and things like that, so.
Correct, and if people have driven by there and noticed that we've done some other improvements there, poured a few more concrete spaces in the square and Second. The idea there is that we're going to be able to put some picnic tables there at some point and give people a place to sit while they're watching their kids. And someday on the bounce pillow, it's someday in the fountain that's there. And we've made some improvements on some more AstroTurf or synthetic turf, trying to, since we do have some downtime, to try to make some improvements there to make it better when the time comes that we can open up again.
Yep. Well, that's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Boyce. Properties Recreation, Mr. Martin.
I have nothing on the agenda. The only thing I wanted to make sure everybody knew that the Wednesday, May 20th meeting at 7 o'clock has been canceled. That's it.
Public Safety and Health, Mrs. Dole.
Thanks, Mayor. I don't have any action items on the agenda. My next public safety meeting is Wednesday, June 10th at 7 a.m. here in the Village Hall. Well, maybe it'll be here. It should be here, probably, Village Hall Conference Room or the Village
No,
Board.
all those meetings, until further notice, they'll all be here, so we can
Right.
be, farther away like we're
Village
doing.
Boardroom then, okay. Wanted to talk a little about the police department is excited to be joining the Neighbors by Ring app in efforts to reduce crime in our community. This app will allow the Manteno Police to inform the community of real-time crime and safety events so you can always stay informed. The Neighbors by Ring app also allows you, as the user, to see something, share something directly with the Manteno Police. You do not need Ring devices to participate. Anyone with any camera system can upload content to the Neighbors app. If you have no cameras at all, you can still join Neighbors by downloading the app and have access to safety information and view posted videos. We are encouraging each and every one of you to spread the word out to the community about the Neighbors app. To download, please text JOIN TODAY to 555-888. Remember, if you see something, share something and report it to the Manteno Police at 815-929-4801 or CANCOM Dispatch 815-933-3324. I could go into the links, but that's pretty lengthy. So if you want to call the Manteno Police Department and get the links, they will have them available for you. Or they're probably on Facebook too. So.
And also in relation to that, people have made up, we've been spending money on cameras and upgrading cameras over the last several years. And every time we do a new renovation, we've been equipping the building or the park or whatever that it might be with cameras. A few years back, we put cameras on the overpass at I-57. And the chief has also been experimenting with some new camera equipment that solar powered, and it's been, they've been moving around to different places throughout the village. So, we're getting to the point where we've got a lot of our major areas covered, and we're, been working with some new businesses and old businesses, asking them when they do upgrades if they would be willing to, give the police department access to their internet and equipment if the need ever arises. So the police department is doing a great job in trying to keep track of all the areas that are covered by video cameras. And this Ring, agreement will expand that, away out of the Main Street commercial areas into the neighborhoods even more. So if anybody has the Ring camera, it'd be nice to have them contact the police department and let them know that that's out there and available in case something happens in their neighborhood, or if they're even looking for more information about it, give the police department a call during the off day or during the regular days and learn more about that. So the more video that we can have, the better that we will hopefully be able to keep crime down and keep track of what's going on. If you see some cameras that are out being moved around, run by solar panels, that's something that we've been testing out too before we would purchase anything. The chief has made a deal with a couple different companies to test things out so we can see whether, which companies seem to do the best job and get the best coverage.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dolan. Planning and zoning, Mr. Crockett.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have anything on the agenda this evening, but we do have a planning and zoning committee meeting scheduled for Tuesday, the 26th, 7 a.m. here in the village boardroom. The planning commission meeting, the date of that was changed to Thursday, May 28th, 6 p.m. Here in the village boardroom, and I believe there's 4 or 5 items on that agenda, so that will be a busy meeting, and that's all I have for this evening.
Chris, do we know how we're going to do that with the 4 or 5 different applicants that we have that are going to be coming in? And we're going to let one group in at a time so we can hear each case, so we can...
Yeah, Ryan and I have discussed that. We can have up to 10 people in this room. We can also have up to 10 people in the community room next door. So we'll stage some people 6 feet apart in that room and then bring them in one at a time so that they're able to discuss whatever they need to do. If it gets beyond that, some people may have to wait outside. So there'll be extra people here. I told them I would come and help him out, and we would rotate people as necessary to make sure that we maintain the guidelines that.
And each person, like I say, there's 4 different cases that are to be heard. Each one knows that to have as few people as possible with them. Though.
Correct. Yep. So.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Crockett. Finance, Mr. Geske.
Thank you, Mayor. The only item I have is payment of bills in the amount of $96,984.69, of which $885.25 were for TIF 1. We've had no bills paid and authorized between board cycle, and our next finance committee meeting scheduled for June 10th at 7 a.m.
Thank you, Mr. Geske. General Government, Mr. Phillips.
I have nothing on the agenda tonight, Mayor.
So the items that we'll be voting on the consent agenda tonight are as follows. Under old business, we have nothing. Under new business, we have nothing. We have awarding of bids. A motion to award the bid for the Square on Second Improvement Phase 3 lighting expansion to Utility Dynamics Corporation of Oswego, Illinois for a cost of $52,518. Item number 2 is a motion to award the bid for the First Street Parkway and lighting improvements to Tenco Excavating of Bourbonnais, Illinois for a cost of $250,707. And then a motion to approve the payment of the bills in the amount of $96,984.69, of which $885.25 are TIF 1 bills. Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be voted on individually? Seeing none, I would accept the motion to take a single roll call vote on the question of passage of the agenda items as read.
Make that motion.
Motion by Martin,
I'll second that.
second by Dole. Roll call.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. Accept the motion to approve by unanimous vote the ordinances, resolutions, motions, and orders contained in the consent agenda as read.
So moved.
Motion by Geske, second by Phillips. Roll call.
Geske?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Motion carries. You have comments? You got anything tonight you want to talk about? Mr. Boyce?
No comments tonight. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Martin?
Nothing.
Mrs. Dole?
No, just continue to stay safe and stay healthy. So,
Mr. Crockett?
No comments, Mayor.
Mr. Geske?
I have nothing.
Mr. Phillips? Just one question, and Chris and I have talked about this a couple times, but not in the last couple days. Have we heard anything from the Sportsman's Club yet on the status of the fireworks?
We have not. I think they're kind of waiting to see, even if we get into phase 3, if there's any chance that they'll be able to congregate more than, 10 or 50 at a time. Those seem to be the two thresholds. I would say more than likely it's going to be canceled, but they haven't formally made that decision yet.
Okay, and that's a decision that's being made by the Sportsman's Club. We do participate with them financially, and they've called us and talked to us about, about that donation, and we told them that we obviously continue to do that. I think they've also found out from their vendor that if for some reason it has to be canceled this year, that payment can potentially go towards next year's display and have a bigger display. So, I think they're holding out to the last minute to make sure that if there's any way possible that they can make it happen, they'd like to make it happen. And we'd like to see that too, but we've got to do it within the guidelines. So as soon as we get a decision or hear anything from them, we'll let people know, and I'm sure they will be too. But as of right now, they have not made the call yet.
Correct.
I have nothing further. I'd accept the motion to adjourn.
I'll make that.
Motion by Boyce,
Second.
second by Dole. Roll call.
Boyce?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Phillips?
Motion carries. Thank you very much for coming.